previously on this, there was a straw poll, and it determined who gets to be left out of the next segment. So, going in reverse order here, with 8% of the votes was Pompeii, 10% was Pennywise, 11% was Foliage, also 11% was Ori, 22% was Stacy. So getting 39% of the votes, Caroline's getting left behind. I am not entirely surprised by this decision. However, what you didn't know is that by voting her to be left behind from this section, you have now guaranteed that she's going to be in the team and not being replaced with Mantike later, so ha. I may have not made that decision publicly known because I just made it up, but I don't know. I've been kind of going back and forth throughout this entire playthrough about, like, should I stick with the whole Cleffa-only gimmick? It was the original idea, but does it really matter, blah blah blah, but she's not been slacking that badly. Probably not one of the better team members, but it doesn't matter too much. I think we can make it work. So, we're going to see how that goes. It's not even guaranteed that I'm going to use a Mantike yet, but I would like to have it for stab water moves and some ice attacks and all that good fluff. But anyways, it is time to climb a mountain of some variety, and off-screen I did stock up on a lot of healing items so that I'm not going to get completely owned by this place. I just now realized I probably need to stock up on repels, though. I kind of forgot about those. I don't think I really have... Man, I'm hiccuping a lot. I don't think I really have any. Here's 6 max repels. That's gonna last for about 3 minutes. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, we've already been up in this next area here. But, good job. There was a thing that I missed, and now that, the other plot events have been taken care of, I'll be able to get past the cardboard wall, so we'll be able to move upwards and onwards into more interesting things, I suppose. If by interesting you mean slightly tedious. So, in total, I've played through the Sinnoh games a good number of times. I think this is the 4th? No, this is the 5th. Because I did Pearl, Platinum, Platinum again as the Nuzlocke, Diamond, and now this one. So yeah, this is number 5. So you'd think that by now I would have the game pretty well committed to memory. Like, maybe I'm not going to remember every last detail of it, but I would know what it is exactly I'm supposed to do. For the most part I do, but this area is annoying enough to not really remember every single aspect of it. Like, it goes through quite a few different caves, goes to some outside areas, there's a lot of snow, there's a lot of galactic grunts, there's a lot of Golbats, probably. All sorts of good stuff. And here we have Looker. Observe the broken cardboard wall. No, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Are you trainer enough to advance? Yeah, it doesn't take much to be superior to this guy. He's kind of useless, honestly. Okay. However, I did just realize something I might be lacking in. I've got 9 Ultra Balls and 1 Dusk Ball for which that I can catch the Giratina with. Honestly, that might be good enough. If I remember right, I think Giratina only has 25 PP before it starts killing itself from struggle anyway. I should probably get some more Dusk Balls, though. The thing is, as I've made evident many times, I have a tendency to not really like using the stronger Pokeballs. I mostly stick with the plain ones, but the challenge of this playthrough is not to catch everything in plain Pokeball, so I don't care. I'm just going to use the better ones in this, and I don't really want to use the Master Ball on it, so I will be back in a minute with more Pokeballs. And we're back. Got some Dusk Balls, got some more Repels. That was pretty much it. So, this here is a good room. It needed to exist. Also, I didn't actually use a Repel. I should probably do that. Immediately doesn't. Okay, no, seriously though, like I said, a lot of this is just going to be kind of slowly and arduously going up this mountain and dealing with its various annoyances. Luckily, I have a fairly long Pokemon playthrough explanation for this one, so that'll take up a good amount of the time. This one is one that I did live, and there's a good chance that like some of the people who watch my videos have already seen this, and this will just kind of be a refresher, but I checked, and it turns out I never actually did back this up anywhere. This is the red randomized ROM where I did what was called the Shuffle Challenge, and I did this back in August of 2014. The Shuffle Challenge was a thing that I made up that, that's garbage. That is garbage right there. I really don't want to have to stand for that, but I didn't make a save state before the battle, and I don't want to run all the way back and heal, so I guess I'll start dipping into my revive supply. I did buy 50 of them for a reason. Anyway, Shuffle Challenge, like I said, I made this up basically when I was bored at work. I was like, the reason we did the stream in the first place, this was for the big charity stream that we did, basically giving away a bunch of stuff that we had accumulated over the years and didn't want anymore, and gave the money to the Wounded Warrior Project. But the challenge itself was basically just me trying to come up with something interesting that wasn't just like a Nuzlocke or anything like that. And I came up with something. Interesting is subjective, though. I like the idea behind this. It turned out to not work that well in execution, though. Basically, the point of the Shuffle Challenge was to try to use as many Pokemon as possible in one playthrough. One of the points of a Nuzlocke is to only catch the first thing in an area, and therefore you're basically going to be using stuff you normally wouldn't otherwise. This captures the spirit of that and kind of runs with it a bit. And it does not use the other main gimmick of the Nuzlocke, which is if a Pokemon faints, it's gone forever. It uses something somewhat similar, though. Basically, this thing had about 18 million rules. I can post the link to the list of rules that I put on GameFAQs if people want to look at it. In short, you have to randomize your team before every battle, which is really annoying in the first place. I followed that rule the way that I had set it up when I was doing this playthrough, but then when I went through other games with Joel later on and we tried to do the Shuffle Challenge, we determined that this was too annoying, and basically we would just roll a 6-sided die, and that would determine what Pokemon comes out. It was a lot easier. But yeah, you randomize the team before every battle, or at least the first Pokemon you're using. You're not allowed to switch in battle, and if your lead Pokemon faints, then you don't get to decide what comes out next. That one's also determined by the randomized order. When you fight a gym leader, any Pokemon that takes part in the battle, so basically whatever's at the front of your team, plus anything that comes out after it if it faints, basically have to be put into the PC permanently. And so you're constantly having to kind of switch around your team and try out new stuff. That's the main idea behind it. There's other little rules that kind of make things clearer. there's this whole weird thing with the PC, like you can only use the PC the first time you ever go into a Pokemon Center. And so there's like this whole thing of like specifically avoiding certain Pokemon Centers so that you can use the PC later on. It got complicated. Honestly, the rules could probably use a revamp, and then we might actually have something that is fun to play, but Pokemon I used in this one, due to the nature of the playthrough, there's quite a few of them, but I'm going to go down the list, and a lot of them have really, really stupid nicknames, so that's why I actually want to go through these. Otherwise, there would be no reason to. So, the ones that I used against Brock, and then got deposited after that fight, were a Dratini named Giggles, which was my starter, a Zubat named Edward, a Jigglypuff named Tubba Blubba, obviously supposed to be Tubba Blubba, but it got cut off because of the character limit, and an Ekans named Severus. Versus Misty, the ones that got dropped were a Nidoqueen named Galapagos, and a Pidgeotto named Bird and Turf. Lieutenant Surge was soloed by a Beedrill named Leslie. It was the only one that got released from that. And the only thing used against Erica was a Kabuto named Bread Crab. Also, oh yeah, it's a Golbat. I'm not even paying attention to what this guy's... No, it's not a Golbat. I'm excellent at this game. Here, let me switch to something else. A few Pokemon that I had used at one point and then decided to hold on to and try to keep for the end of the game were an Ivysaur named Bum Is Sore, a Clefable named Joshi with several exclamation points afterwards, and a Graveler named Bolda. Let's see. I've got this list next to me. Other Pokemon that I used at some point and then ended up dropping and replacing with more interesting things. I had Fearow named A Spear, Raticate named Rat Bastard, Mankey named Chimpus, Dugtrio named Can You Dig It, spelled Kanyudigit. Let's see. And then I think these last four were ones that I had on my team when I stopped playing, because I never did actually finish the playthrough. I stopped in Fuchsia. So these may have been used in the next gym, but I never got around to it. I had a Dugong named Advent Back. I'll maybe explain that one in a minute. Aerodactyl named Iron Ted. Lickitung named Warm Mountain Dew. Just Warm MT Dew. Grimer named Mrs. Potts. Advent Back was because of a long-running joke with the YouTube poop, Ironically You're Not Watching TV, in which there was Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home, and Free Willy 3, The Adventure Home. There was, again, during one of the other playthroughs that I'm not really going to be going into huge detail on in this one, because it wasn't a, I wasn't the one playing it, but it was, randomized platinum, I think it was, with Joel. He found a seal, named it Free Willy, and then found a Celio and named it Free Willy 2, and then I think a Whalmer, and then called it Advent Home. And so this one was like the adventure back from going home. I don't know. It didn't really work out as well as I had planned it. But that's where Advent Back came from. Those were all the Pokemon that I used at some point. I now have a list of Pokemon I never used. So there was... Let's get ready to go through this list. Metapod named Low Fat. Meowth named Peanut. Doduo named Twin Pecs. Farfetch'd named WikiLeaks. Paris named That's Hot. Omastar named Techno-Chalk. Goldeen named Kevin French, and I have to explain that one. That is a character from Mission Hill, which is a pretty good show if you've never seen it. It only lasted one season. I mentioned it a fair amount in the Thousand Year Door playthrough. But Kevin French is one of the main characters, and in an episode, his brother says that Hitler called and wants his haircut back. And Sea King looks like it has a Hitler haircut, so that's why I named it that. Let's see. Vulpix, named Vulpix. Just lowercase VUL, capital PIX. Execute is eggs and eggs. Weepinbell is Wooden Ted. Ponyta is Dr. Drowny, I think because I caught it by fishing. Krabby is I Have Crabs. Nidorino is Nicaragua. Slowbro is Fast Sis. Staryu is Jafar. Venonat is Robot Jones. Poliwag is Jinkies with an exclamation point after it. And Machop is S. Mayahan. So that's the entire list. And I have no idea if the area that I'm going into is useful in the slightest, but I figured it had to be checked. Also, I need to put up another repel. I keep forgetting I have them. Is there a hidden item here? Yes, there is. Nothing that I'm going to use, though. Is the heal powder the cocaine? I always forget. Energy powder is cocaine. Heal powder is green cocaine. Okay. And Stardust is red cocaine. Yeah. Okay. As long as we know, we gotta keep track. We gotta keep track of what color all the cocaines are, which ones are usable in yogurt, etc. An energy root is the Trogdor arm. I pointed all these things out before, but they're kind of amazing. Also, this is a really good song. I like it. Too bad I'm probably going to speed up like half of it. But anyway, yeah, as far as the randomized shuffle challenge goes, it should still be backed up on Twitch. I don't think it was ever put into a highlight, but the original footage still should be on there. I think it was done in maybe 3 segments. I don't remember exactly. Maybe only 2. I know during the original charity stream, I want to say I got up to Surge, maybe. Maybe Erica, actually, yeah. I think I got pretty far in it, now that I think about it. I think I got up through Erica. I'm probably remembering completely wrong, though. I don't know. You'll have to check it and look. Assuming it still exists, I think it does. I'll double check after this video, but... Oh, it's this place. Yeah, I remember this place. This is a large circular room that doesn't really have much of a purpose from what I remember. But I will clear it out of trainers nonetheless. But yeah, that was the only shuffle challenge that I specifically did. As I mentioned, did a few of them with Joel. There was one in Platinum, and then there was one in... I want to say... Black 2, I think it was. And in the Metroid Prime 22% videos that we did, we go over the terrible names used in those, because, my god, there were a lot of terrible names. I think my favorite is still Pachirisu, nicknamed 144 Eggs. That one was pretty good. But, like I said, I could pull up the list for those, but I'm not going to go through them. I've already done that at some point. And I eventually did a randomized crystal playthrough that started out going to be a shuffle challenge, but then kind of ended up not being one. But I'll be getting to that one another day. So let's just see how many galactic grunts we can get through before we get completely bored with it. I want to say that this room it's blocked by a grunt at the very end. Like, you can't actually get through the whole thing. And when they eventually bugger off and you're able to come back and explore it, I think it just leads to the See, I was going to say it leads to the Adamant and Lustrous Pearls, but... or orbs, I mean. I don't think that's true, though. Because I think you actually find those at Spear Pillar. I don't remember what this leads to. I guess we'll find out in a while. By in a while, I mean, like, after several segments, because they won't be gone for a while. Dr. Drowny. I enjoy the nicknames. Most of those were suggested by the chat. I remember Bird and Turf being one that made me laugh quite a bit because it's just completely idiotic. And then there was... Yeah, I remember the Ekans named Severus. Like, I mainly used it for rap. And so, like, I made this joke about, like, Snape rapping, and then somebody, like, made a picture of Snape with, like, a backwards hat, and he was, like, turned to page 394 bitches, or some stupid thing like that. Those were good times. Which, actually, that reminds me, in, God, what is the name of that game? It's, damn it, I don't remember the name of the game. I've mentioned it before. The game where, it alternates between one person draws something and then the next person posts a description of the picture, and it's like the telephone game. I swear I cannot remember the name of that game, I'm sorry. I got one, and I don't even remember what the description of it was, but I ended up drawing basically Will Smith from The Fresh Prince, but with Snape's head. And it turned out simultaneously terrible and amazing at the same time. I'm gonna have to splice it in here. I hope I don't forget after I record this. But, yeah, I'll have to put that picture in. And the best thing about this is that, quite a bit later on Imgur, I found somebody else that actually photoshopped that exact same thing. It was the same photo, and, like, just with Snape's face put in it, and I have no idea why. I guess because it's, like, the fresh Half-Blood Prince. I don't know. But, yeah. When do you get that power? Not sure what that voice was. Alright, let's do some healing. This is why I Wacko packs up all the snacks while Bill Clinton pays the sacks. I've never watched Animaniacs, but, this is why I packed up... No, I'll just let... Is packed up even the right term here? This is why I bought a lot of potions. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Just because when out of battle you can use these, and they're slightly more cost-effective, I think. I don't know. Also, lava cookies. Lava cookies everywhere. Anything hidden here? Nope. Then why was the boulder there? No one will ever know. Okay. I will continue to check behind boulders, because there's usually stuff behind them. And for the record, I did see that other rock climb wall, like, earlier. The one that was like a shortcut down here, but I wanted to fight all the trainers, so yeah. So yeah, that's the one I could have taken. Let's see. Anything here? No. See, I could be using the item finder, but I don't really feel like constantly beeping with that thing. It's annoying. I'm sure there's nothing that impressive in here. Turns out there's like 400 Master Balls. Alright, do you do anything? Yeah, he's just kind of here. Okay, so this cave was completely useless then. I will have to come back here at some point. Find out what that leads to. And let's see, where am I actually going? I already checked this. I guess to the left then. Because, yeah, okay. That's the only place I haven't been. Here is a slightly useless strength boulder. Hey, let's make sure the player has strength after they've already had to use it to get here. It'll be cool. Does this lead somewhere I've already been? I think this actually might be... Yeah, you know, I think this is the final climb up. I don't want to go this way yet. head back, see what the other way leads to. So let's remember that that is the final way. And over here we have a bunch of snow and a stardust, alright. Which actually somewhat reminds me, at some point I need to show off the diamond dust weather condition. It's just kind of this weird thing that can occur on certain dates. Yeah, I guess that was it. Okay. You know, I remember this place being a lot more sprawling and, like, difficult to navigate. It's had a couple dead ends, but nothing too major other than the big useless room. So I guess we'll actually be clearing this place out in this video, probably. Alright, I guess we'll still stick with Stacy for a bit here. I'm trying to get everybody at the same level. Haven't made a save state in a while. Yep, that's another Hound Hour. Do I have Lepa berries? I should check after this battle. Because, I've basically never used ethers, because they're like the one item that you can't buy for some reason. Ether, elixir, and max revive. So I always consider them like, oh, and PP ups for that matter. I always consider them like too good to use, but again, it gets to the point where there's no point in hoarding them at all. So I could use them in this section if I need to, but Lepa berries do the same thing and they're replenishable, so let me see if I have any of those. I have 2. How many ethers do I have? Let's see. 3. I've got 3 max ethers too. I might as well use one of those. Like, why the hell not? And you're gonna be all like, yeah, we're the best. We do stuff because we're cool. We do what we want because we're cool. Yay, death. Okay. Let's just ignore that that happened and move on. Okay. How many more people? I think there's a couple in this last room. Yeah. Not gonna bother using revive yet. Here, you can get up to 48. Maybe. I didn't actually check how much experience you had. Yeah, you're pretty close. There we go. And you can use Rock Slide on the Murkrow. And that was a strange noise. I don't know what the hell that was. That was my impression of Krogronk. It was pretty good. Okay, don't care. And, oh, I guess that was it. Alright, so I should use a revive then. I've got to say here, after all the trouble I put into getting the, what do you call it, the light ball and breeding on Volt Tackle and all that crap, I did not plan on getting rid of Stacy, but it's kind of getting to that point where I'm seriously considering it. We'll see how I feel later. Because, that defense is not too great. It's like, if I can get in a hit at the beginning, it's usually a pretty strong hit, but... eh. Let me check if this is what I think it is. Yup, okay, not going there yet. So, let's just end the video by running around like a dipshit, getting another level up so everybody's at the same level, and then everything will be happy. Or we can just feint against wild Pokemon, that's a possibility. I don't know why I would even show the grinding on screen, so never mind. Yeah, I really didn't want to move on to the next section yet, but it's running a little bit short, so what the hell. Let's see how this goes. Obviously, I'm not going to do everything here yet, but here's a couple no-names. And then they send out blue jellyfish. Because that was a good joke. Hey look, it's the same Pokemon we've been fighting. Trying to think how I want to do this. Yeah, I guess that one, and then you use... There we go. Wait, poison resist... Yeah, poison resists fighting. Damn it, I forgot that. I was trying to think, like, what can I hit super effectively here? And I guess none of them, except for Earthquake, which I don't want to do because team damage. But whatever, Force Palm will be good enough. Probably not a one-hit KO, but yeah. And are we going to die from one Night Slash? Probably, because I got recoil earlier, so... Oh. I'm pleasantly surprised by that. Okay. Made it shudder. You know, I should probably switch you out. For who? I'm not sure. Whatever. Would like to be able to use Earthquake, but I do not have any levitators or flying types. Yep, good job. Whatever. These grunts here are not exactly stellar battlers. They're not really any different from any of the other people I've fought before them. I know there's going to be a couple executives coming up here. Come on. Guess Rock Slat'll work. Ugh. Do I get a free heal out of this? I want to say that I do. Alright, there we go. Still didn't get a level up out of that. And plot crap. Okay, I still have to actually physically move on before anything happens. Let's see. Nah, that's gonna be next time. So, next time, big things are going to go down. And let's not pay any attention to this flute over here. I'm sure it means nothing at all. And, Snape rapping.